Women's Alliance. I am so glad you're here with us today because we are having a live virtual panel event in honor of Women's History Month. And we give the best virtual events. And this one in particular is about Haitian women in beauty. We're calling it Beyond the Palette. Haitian women redefining the beauty industry. And we have a panel of guests for you to break this all down. You're not going to want to miss them. We have some high-ranking women in the beauty industry. But before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about the Haitian Women's Alliance. So the Haitian Women's Alliance is a professional organization dedicated to promoting leadership and educational development for women of Haitian heritage. Our corporation was formed exclusively for charitable and educational purposes, specifically for providing academic scholarships to students, hosting lectures, seminars, and other educational events influenced by Haitian women. We promote educational and leadership opportunities for Haitian women all over the world, and develop and inspire Haitian women to be future leaders in business, government, the community, and so much more. So here are some of our core values. So we lead, we help women with career and lifestyle advice. We empower, we help women achieve their professional goals with events and platforms to nurture growth. And we thrive, we help women find innovative ways to support one another as they climb the ladders of opportunity. And we are always looking for a few good Haitian women to join our ranks. So right now today, we are live on YouTube, on Facebook, and also Instagram. So wherever you are joining us live from, make sure you stay right here. And if there is a Haitian woman in your life, make sure you get her in on this. Like, text her right now, call her, tag her in the comments, and let her know, because this is one of the events that we call Upakapala. And what that means is you cannot not be here. So please let your Haitian sisters know. So let's bring our esteemed guests up on the stage, on the screen, because we need to see them, because this is exciting. Okay, so for today's panel, we are talking about Beyond the Palette, Haitian women redefining the beauty industry. So we have with us today Balanda Atis. She is the Vice President of Scientific Communication at L'Oreal Paris. And we also have Karen Dupiche, a 4-time Emmy Award-winning makeup artist at ABC's The View. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining us. Now, I know you're all in the beauty industry, but damn, y'all look beautiful.
Thank you, and so do you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we have to give you a full, proper introduction so that the people know exactly what we're working with here. So let's start with Balanda. So Balanda, I'm going to introduce you, if you don't mind, and read a little bit from your bio, because the people need to know. So Balanda Atis is a trailblazing scientist who has transformed the beauty industry by championing inclusivity in cosmetics as the leader of L'Oreal's Women of Color Lab. She spearheaded research that led to more authentic foundation shades for deeper skin tones, like us. A Haitian American chemist, Atis conducted extensive studies, including collecting 1,000 plus skin tone measurements worldwide. And that's not all she did, because the list continues. And also, she is leading the discovery of ultramarine blue, a key ingredient in creating true to life shades. Her work influenced major beauty campaigns, including Lancome's collaboration with Lupita Nyong'o, some A-list celebrities there. So recognized by Elle as one of the 10 Black women making history, Atis is also a passionate STEM mentor, inspiring future scientists in the US and Haiti. Her innovations continue to redefine beauty standards globally. Balanda Atis, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Absolutely. And Karen Dupiche, girl, award-winning makeup artist and 4-time Emmy Award winner and beauty innovator. Karen Dupiche, as I said, is a 4-time Emmy Award-winning makeup artist whose creativity and expertise have made her a sought-after name in the entertainment industry. With 7 Emmy nominations for her work on ABC's The View, she has shaped the landscape of daytime television for over 15 years. Her talent has also been showcased at the Oscars, Emmys, Tonys, and MTV Awards, along with top productions like The Oprah Winfrey Show and The Rachel Ray Show. Raised in
Yes.
Orange, New Jersey, okay, tri states, by hardworking Haitian parents, Karen initially pursued nursing before embracing her passion for beauty. She quickly became a leading figure in television, print, and bridal beauty, serving as chief beauty officer for Elizabeth Hasselbeck at
Like, oh my God.
Beyond her career, Karen is deeply committed to philanthropy, supporting causes related to children, domestic violence, and cancer awareness, a recipient of multiple honors, including the Trailblazer Award, and an inductee into her hometown's Hall of Fame. She believes
Wow.
using her platform to uplift others. With faith and
Yes.
dedication at the heart of her journey, Karen continues to inspire through her artistry, entrepreneurship, and commitment to empowering the next generation.
Yes.
Peach, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be on the screen with you two ladies, and there's so much to talk about here. But the very first thing that comes to my mind when I think about Haitian women leading the beauty industry is that this is not something that we were encouraged to do, raised to do, educated to do. And when you tell a Haitian parent that I want to get into the beauty industry, maquillage, okay? This, I would imagine that this was probably an obstacle in your family and in your life. So, Balanda, tell us about it. How did you get here?
It's interesting because, even as we were talking and kind of prepping for this discussion, I shared a bit about what my father said. But interestingly enough, my mother went to school for cosmetology. So she came to this country. She was a cosmetologist. So beauty wasn't so far fetched for me as a field that I could potentially go into. But as you know, Haitian parents will not allow their children to explore anything before they explore being a doctor, being an engineer, and of course, being a nurse. So when I happily joined the L'Oreal family, my father took me to work one day. I was still young. I don't know why he took me to work that day, but he took me to work. And he says, I'm going to find the boss. And I said, why are you going to find the boss? I have to speak to him. And he went and, I was introducing him around and introduced him to the boss. And he happily started speaking in French and said, oh, no, this is my daughter. She's going to be a doctor. She work here now, but later she going to be a doctor. And I'm like, I don't know about all that. But the interesting so it's not that I was not in the industry or I wasn't exposed to the industry. It's just that having our Haitian culture ingrained in us that we need to seek excellence, they didn't realize what excellence could look like. And
Mhm.
we're grateful to be able to have that experience to say that excellence could be beyond that of a doctor or an engineer or a nurse.
But you are a scientist, so his dream came true in that regard. You still made daddy proud. You can't help it. Look at you, girl. And Karen, what about you? What did the people tell you? What kind of barriers did you have to break through to get here?
Oh, gosh. Let me begin here. Well, I attended college to be a nurse, and beauty was never, I was never a beauty girl, never into makeup, none of the above. Worked at Neiman Marcus for a summer gig. And then, there was an event going on, and I kept saying, what's going on over there? And it was a big makeup event. And I kept saying, oh my gosh, I want to be a part of it. And they said, well, in order for you to be a makeup artist, you have to go to New York. So I quit my job and went to New York, Macy's Herald Square. I walked in Macy's Herald Square as if I knew exactly what I was talking about. I looked good, but I had no idea what was happening at all. So while working at Macy's Herald Square, Prescriptive Cosmetics was my first cosmetic line that I worked with. And the greatest thing about working for Prescriptive Cosmetics is it taught me the undertones of, foundations and colors and powders. The fact that I'm just coming from the freelancing world, the what do you call it, health world. I had no idea what I was doing. So my mother was upset. She wanted me, when I told her that two weeks before I was graduating college, I told my mom that I did not want to finish, I did not want to pursue my career. as a nurse. My mother got upset, and when I told her I wanted to be a makeup artist, she told me to be a manager. I said, I'm not babysitting grown people. I'm not managing anyone. But my dad understood everything. And I just said, Daddy, just trust me. He just said, make sure you make me proud. I don't understand this field with what you're talking about, but just respect yourself and just, work hard and just make us proud and do not embarrass us. And I trust you. And I said, okay. And then he trusts me. And later on, this is what happened.
And
So
then you just won a couple of national awards and just dominated the game. That's all.
crazy. It's so funny. Seriously, it's so crazy.
So,
So
Belinda, I know that you didn't just come to sell makeup. Like you have had a real impact in the beauty industry at large, and it goes so deep. And we're talking about deeper shades because it's hard to find shades that match all of these beautiful shades of brown. And you have played a key role in helping to develop those shades for L'Oreal, a makeup brand that is international and has so much
mhm.
market coverage. So your role has been huge for women of color everywhere of all nationalities. How did you even get started in that? Is that something that you spearheaded?
Yeah, it's interesting. It started almost as a challenge. I was working as a chemist in the mascara lab, and there was a launch from L'Oreal Paris called HIP, and it stood for high intensity pigments. And the head of the category at the time came to me and says, "Oh, you should be super excited. This is the first time we have 16 shades. You're going to find something." Because my biggest complaint was, how can I be a chemist and I can't find anything within the range for me to wear? And he said, "Okay, well, if you can't find it, fix it." And at those small little words had so much significance because myself and two other chemists at the time, we decided to say, okay, listen, let's find the scientific approach to understanding the colors that make up skin so that we know how to create the best foundations. And that was it. That was the charge for us. And we traveled nights and weekends initially in the US to be able to collect those skin tone data because the skin tone data that we needed to create the foundation shades. And it was, I have to say it was my, blue sky project or is my passion project because I still had to do my daytime work. So on those nights and weekends, we would travel, collect skin tone data. And then when L'Oreal saw that, okay, there's some value in what they're doing, they allowed us to travel outside of the US. So the studies have started in Africa. We went to South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya. It's grown to India, to China. It's really a global initiative now where we're understanding all of the different types of skin tones and how to make sure we have the right products for those regions. So it grew from a part of having a challenge for myself and selfishly trying to find a solution for myself, but then grew to something that was much bigger.
Wow. And so did you become a scientist with this in mind specifically?
So I graduated with a science degree. When I graduated with a science degree, I didn't tell my father this, but I wanted to become a forensic pathologist. So before CSI was a thing, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the crime scenes and have a gun. That was my thing. So I graduated, but both of my knees had been reconstructed. I had surgery, so I could not become an FBI agent. And at the time, it was okay. You need to find a job. So I found something within the industry, and that is what took me into the beauty business. So I graduated and then found the job, and then lo and behold, landed at L'Oreal some 25 plus years ago.
And women of color everywhere are better because of it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, Karen, you are just not just a regular makeup artist. You are award winning, Emmy award winning. You've worked with A-list celebrities. First, if you can, tell us some of the people that you've worked with, some of the famous people that you've worked with. And also, how did you become four-time Emmy award winning?
Okay, well, the first time I got nominated was while working in the department store. Um, I got bored while working in Macy's. I was just doing bridal makeup. One day I saw Reggie Wells, Oprah Winfrey's makeup artist, And I asked him, how did you become Oprah's artist? He said, you have to freelance. I said, freelance? What does that mean? He said, you know, you're not your own manager. You are your own manager, but you're not committed to one location. So I quit and I went to Henry Bendel's and I worked with all these different cosmetic lines. And then I heard that Giorgio Armani Cosmetics was launching a cosmetic line back in Saks. So I went and worked for Giorgio Armani, myself and two other people. We were the three resident artists for Armani, but of course I was the black girl besides Pat McGrath because she created the colors for Giorgio Armani. And while working for Giorgio Armani and selling cosmetics, Giorgio Armani opened up the door to me to fashion shows. So that's when I started doing fashion shows. And while Giorgio Armani Cosmetic was introducing their cosmetic line, they were sponsoring all these award shows. So that's when I was doing the Oscars, the Emmys, the Tonys, MTV Awards. So I did every award and I was excited and I loved it. And so, wait, can I tell you a story?
Yes, of course.
Okay, this is the most funniest thing. Okay, so while working at Macy's Herald Square, I couldn't understand the difference between regular makeup and a drag queen makeup. Because during at that time, RuPaul was so popular back then in the 90s and early 2000s. And I kept saying, man, this man look good. So I started hanging around with the drag queens late at night because I wanted to learn how to do their makeup because I didn't know. So I'm hanging out with all the gay boys, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, sneaking out the house. My mother and father had no idea, but I was out learning. Because don't forget, I'm self-taught. So I never went to school for this. You know what I mean? So, okay, so back at the villa. So while working, so while working for Armani, of course, it opened the door for me to, you know, see all these different venues and so, and the way I landed in ABC is I was Armani top artist. I got promoted, and I was at the Madison Avenue location. And what Armani Cosmetic would do is they would send me where like all of the celebrities that they would dress, they would send me there to do their makeup. So my first celebrity was with Denzel, and then I went over to do Bruce Willis. I had to go to Bruce Willis' home. So once that opened up, I was like, wow, this is great. So I had to calm my nerves. And then I started doing all the fashion shows with all these celebs and all these models. And then I got tired of selling makeup. So the way I landed in ABC was one year the executives sent me over to do makeup for Audrey. She was a producer at The View, and she was a black woman. So I was there like a couple of years with her. One year I said to her, okay, how do I get into this network? Because I was starting to get bored working from counter to counter, but I love traveling. And but I knew that I wanted to do something different, and I knew that I wanted to do television and films because Armani opened me up to so many different. It was amazing. It was the greatest experience of my life. So one year, let me tell you something, you makeup artists. One year, I went in to do her makeup, and her executives was there, and she wanted to give me money. I said, I don't want your tip because Armani was paying me. I said to her, she said, Karen, my executives are here and they would like their makeup done. She was your complexion, Marley, and I had colors only for her. These executives said to me, you know something, Karen, let's wait. We'll do it next time. Nope. Every opportunity was an opportunity. I said, no, I'll be right back because I was Armani elite artist. So I had car service waiting for me. I jumped in, went to the car, got makeup, went to the boutique, grabbed every cosmetic product from Armani, went back to ABC, did their makeup, had these two executives. They must have been 60 years old. By the time I got done with them, they were looking like they were 18, right? So I was so excited. I was like, yeah. So my goal, listen, every opportunity was the opportunity. So that was my moment to shine. So if I would have walked away and said, you know, you're right, I'll be back, I would have never been in ABC. So, listen, so while working at it, no, it gets better. So while working there, I'm in ABC, so I started doing the fashion show. They called me and they called me up and asked me if I was available to do the shows. And I was in the back doing a fashion show at The View. But prior before that, I was doing All My Children and One Life to Live because I was a freelance there. And Star Jones makeup artist was going on tour with Mariah Carey, and I was at the show for months. And they asked me to come in and to do Star Jones makeup, and I did her makeup, and I've been in the room ever since. And the first year is when I got nominated for an Emmy. Let me tell you something about God. Am I talking too much?
No, keep
No,
going.
Okay. Let me
I
tell you.
have
Let
my
me tell
story
you.
about you after that.
The funniest thing about this nomination was there was a woman there that was trying to block it, but I'm like, you can't block my blessings.
No, they
She
can't.
tried to behind the scenes. I knew that she was trying. I think she was upset because it was my first year there and I got nominated. And I was hearing things and I said, "Why would you try to block me? There's enough room for everyone." And I guess she felt that I just got, this was my first year at the show and she's been there for decades, and who am I to come in and get nominated? I said, "God did this. I didn't do this."
That's
I
right.
got nominated and I won.
Thank
So,
you. That's
wait a
right.
minute, am I talking too much? Wait a minute. So
Now,
Belinda came to, so I get nominated. I was like, okay, I called Belinda. I was like, we going to the Emmys. First, no, seriously, we got dressed like we were going to church.
A church wedding.
It was
A
like a
church
church
wedding.
wedding. So you already know how Haitians are. We were dressed to the T. Okay. And I got nominated. I won. And, everything was good. I was so excited until I heard my dad's voice. Because my father called and I was so happy. My dad called. I started crying. And I said, "You're messing up my makeup." And then I got nominated a couple of years after that and then won. Okay. That was enough. I'm so
No, but
sorry. I just kept
I
going.
want to add. I want to
yes,
add to that because so a lot of people may not know, but Giorgio Armani is part of the L'Oreal family.
Yeah.
And I was doing an event in Washington, D.C., and the head of Giorgio Armani was there. And I was being prepped to go on set, and they wanted to bring a makeup artist out. And so I'm sitting in the chair knowing that I'm going to find a way to bring in Karen's history of being with the brand. And I'm just like, who here remembers Karen? They said, "Wait a minute, Karen DuPiche?" I said, "Yeah, Karen DuPiche." "You know Karen DuPiche?" "Of course, that's family. What do you mean?"
Right.
"Oh my gosh, wait. So, oh wait, I have to do your makeup and your Karen. Okay, that person is going to do your makeup." And it was just like, okay, hot potato, hot potato. Who's going to do her makeup? Because Karen is going to see the makeup and she's going to scrutinize everything because everyone knows Karen's perfectionist. She's
Yeah.
going to make sure that face is done at every time. So it
Yeah.
was I just remember that story. And I remember calling her before I went to the French embassy. I remember calling. I'm like, okay, is this good? Are you happy? Does this look right? And of course, she had to take over and tell
Yeah.
me
Sorry.
this. But just to explain, her expertise transcends time because when she with the time frame that she's talking about when she was with Armani, this was
Yeah. So,
years later, and they still remember her on the brand as being the lead makeup artist.
yours. Yeah, I
Wow.
was. Okay, I'm sorry.
they remember.
Oh, they
Sorry that we
remember.
carried on. I'm sorry. It's such a,
No, but that's also amazing how the two of you in the same industry, but in different roles, can sort of support each other and
yeah.
bring each other forward.
We've been
Which,
sort of supporting each other since we were babies, so we don't know how else to do it. So.
Yeah.
wow, that's beautiful. And that kind of sisterhood amongst Haitian women, especially in the professional fields, is amazing.
Yeah.
So, Belinda, I want to ask you, are there any misconceptions about beauty and science and the way products are formulated that you wish that more women understood?
Mhm. Oh, wow. That's a great question. And there's so many. I guess, one of the first things, and I think this goes like transcends across, for everyone. Science is in everything that we see, touch, feel, hear. Every aspect of our lives is science. And I think the biggest misconception is that it's just an artistry. So, Karen is the expert of creating the different looks and the different aspects, but the science behind it
Mhm.
is a completely
Yeah.
different beast. And the one, I guess, aspect I wish people would know more of, that it's not a simple quick fix. It's not something that just happens overnight. One of the technologies that I worked on, one of the patented technologies that I worked on, it took, oh gosh, years and years and years to be patented. Um, because it takes so long for even the experts to realize that this is something that's new and innovative. So I guess if there's one thing is to realize that there's science in everything. Everything is a science. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing really happens by chance. You have to follow a process, um, and that it still can be fun. Like I enjoy, being that nerd. I enjoy being that science. Karen will tell you, I geek out every time that I can get to be in the lab and I get to mix things up, or I'm doing a demo and I get to show the science. That's where I become passionate because, again, it's everywhere.
Mm. And Karen, you get to put those products to use that Belinda has researched in the lab. So, what are one of your biggest beauty tips for the everyday average woman? I'm sure you get asked this all the time, but what are, let's say, your top 3 makeup tips for every woman?
Oh, my top 3 makeup tips. My number one is a concealer. That will cover every imperfection underneath your eyes, dark circles, any blemishes. That is my must have. You have to have a foundation that matches your skin perfectly. And sometimes people that don't like foundation, I would recommend like a cream to powder, something, just a compact, something easy. Um, Mascara, if you don't like lashes, but I prefer eyelashes, but some folks can't, wear eyelashes. But however, L'Oreal makes the best mascara. So you can either go down and go up, and it would definitely give you that volume that you need. And the lip, just a lip product. Something simple. Less is more. Um, the way the industry is right now with social media and with all this caking and baking and drag queen makeup, people don't look like this every day. And with the heavy doing lashes that look like a freaking fan on it's horrible. And folks need to understand the difference between stage makeup, beauty makeup. And folks don't know that. So they feel my face is beat and they got all this stuff on and people are afraid of makeup. And it's not that serious. So as long as you have a good foundation that matches your skin, a concealer, of course, that covers up all the imperfection, a lip, and a blush, and you're good. Oh, and another tip, you can take it, if you don't like eyeshadow, you can take your powder that you have and apply it on your eyelid and just put a liner on it. And that's it.
Ooh, that's a
Less
good
is
tip.
more.
And what about like this? Because so many people now are working remotely. It seems like every day we're on 2 or 3 Zoom meetings. Let's say you have 5 minutes to get ready for a Zoom and you got to look cute. What do you do?
You put a, actually, if you love products, you would do a foundation, concealer, powder, and a blush and a lip. That's it, and keep it simple. And just in case if you need like a little glow, because people want a little glow, you want to look fresh, you just add a little bit above the cheekbone, right in the temple of your nose, and you're good. And a gloss or color, and that's it. But
You
it
make
all
it
depends on
sound
the individual. I'm sorry.
Yes, you make it sound so simple, girl.
Less is more. May I say one more thing? When
Yes.
people look at Beyonce and they look at Rihanna, they have a full face of makeup on. It all depends on the application. So you don't have to look like a clown. The
Oh,
key
yeah.
with makeup is that you want to look beautiful. You want to enhance yourself. You don't want to take it off and look like someone else. Now, we've seen folks on social media where it's like they do all these memes and they look horrible and then they turn into this gorgeous queen and they look like a monster. You don't want to do that. You just want to enhance your beauty and look like yourself.
Yeah, it's true.
Mhm.
So
True.
stop with the nonsense.
And Yolanda, what about professionally speaking in terms of the way women are perceived at work? Do you feel like makeup is a must every time you step into the office?
Mm,
Ah, you know,
that's
no,
what it says
it's
there.
not a must. It's not a must. I run the gamut of working with different areas of the business. So I am in the office, I'm with the marketing teams, but I'm also in the labs with the chemists. I'm in the production area with the people who are actually processing and like putting them into the packaging. And across the group as a whole, there are people who want to be full face makeup, and there are those that choose not to. It's whatever you feel like in the time that you are preparing yourself. I always say makeup is the external expression of your inner beauty. So
Yeah.
you don't need makeup to make you look beautiful. You're already beautiful. You're inherently beautiful. This just allows for you to show it on the outside. So whichever way you want to express is how you express. There are days I'll go into the office, I will have full face makeup. There are days that I go in, they'll be happy if they catch gloss. It depends on the mood that I'm in and just that day. But that doesn't define my beauty. Your
Mhm.
inner self defines your outer beauty.
Well,
Love.
and Karen, what about you? Seems like you have a lot on
Listen,
your cup.
I would never leave out my house with anything on my face. Let me tell you, ladies, a little tip. You don't have to have a full face. I'll tell people, even if you're going out to the store, you could just put a powder on your face, put some sunglasses, a cute fedora hat, and that's it.
That's
You know,
it.
and a gloss. You don't need a full face. However, if you are a makeup artist, present yourself as a makeup artist. If you are a hairstylist, present yourself as a hairstylist. You do not want to walk in a room and say, "Hey, I'm here to do makeup," and you looking like a drag, well, not the good drag queens, but someone that does not wear makeup, and you have all this imperfection and you have dark circles. And no, you have to present, you have to walk in and own the room and know who
Yeah.
you are. So when people see you walking, they're like, "Oh, who's this person?" Especially when you walk in, because you want them to wonder, well, what do they do? So
Mhm.
that's why I would tell all these makeup artists, stop getting comfortable when you are with your client. Always treat every client, every job as your new job, as your first job, and always look presentable. So for me, I need a powder, concealer, lip gloss, and lash. I'm good.
Well, you need to know your audience. It's all about
You,
knowing your
yeah,
audience as well. Because as a makeup artist and a hairstylist, you are selling, you can't
yeah,
show up like you just said. Like you're going there to do a service for a person. So if you show up looking like, Ray Ray from, the corner store,
uh-huh,
there's going to be a question on can
yeah,
you perform like you're supposed to perform. So it's knowing your audience, knowing the space that you're going to be in, and always preparing for that. So when I
yeah,
say I show up like sometimes without a gloss, that's when I'm at the plant where I have to wear a hair bonnet, I
oh
have
yeah,
safety glasses and safety shoes, and I look like I'm I'm about to make something really big. So
yeah,
you know your audience.
yeah, you're right. I agree with you.
So true. And when you're a TV host, you got to show up looking like a TV host.
Listen,
Struggle.
listen, you
Good.
already know,
That's good
Marley.
too.
Well, thank you. So now, as far as the beauty industry, there are so many avenues that one can take as far as beauty is concerned. And each of you have chosen your specific lane and do it so well. But are there other areas of beauty that you feel like needs representation by women of color?
I mean, I think in all aspects of beauty, we need to show up. We need to have a presence because our value it will be well served. So whether it's the person in the plant where they're making that foundation shade and they're mixing it in the big kettle and they have to take it out and test it, and we need those skin tones. We need that level of expertise there.
Yeah,
Whether it's in the boardroom,
yeah,
whether it's the decision makers. We need the presence there. So, in
yeah,
all aspects of business and business and beauty, we need to be present.
yeah,
For sure.
I agree.
And what do you think, Karen?
She said it all, and that's the truth. I agree
That
with
part.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and that is the truth because we have to represent. Yeah,
Mhm. And I know for me personally, in my experience as a TV host and news anchor, I've gotten my makeup professionally done before going on air many, many times. And there's always like a little cringe in my heart when I get on set because I'm hoping I'm going to see a sister or someone with brown skin or someone who at least has experience beating a face that's brown. And I don't always get that. But I think that there's a special something that Black women or women of color bring to beauty, in that we can accommodate everyone. Because when there's a Black makeup artist in the room, she is doing the women of color, she is doing the white folks. Everybody gets beautiful, whether it's hair, it's makeup, or whatever the case. Because when there's a Black woman, I just feel calm and confident. Do you find that as well in your experience in the beauty industry, Karen?
Repeat that one more time. What was the
Do
last
you
sentence?
find that as well in the beauty industry, in your experience, that if there's a Black woman there, she does everything and can do everything?
Oh, absolutely. It happens all the time, especially with film. Yeah, it happens all the time. And it sucks because I've had many clients, actors, actresses, that would always complain and said that they would not be on set unless if there's someone that represents them. I've had them that would they would ask to see the hair and makeup team. And sometime if there's no one there that represent them, then they would bring their own product, you know? And yeah, I see it all the time.
And I've done
So,
that as well.
so you've done it, yeah. So this is what I always tell people. Like with some of my clients, I mean, if I'm not available and if they don't trust anyone else, I always send them with a packet and said, this is your foundation. This is just at least they know that they're comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of you going somewhere and you not have no one that does not know how to do your makeup nor know how to do your hair, because I guess they figured with everyone, a Black woman's hair, they just put spray, and not knowing that if you put a spray with someone that has a pressed hair with the iron, it becomes frizzy. So unfortunately it sucks because we as artists, as Black artists, we learn everything about all ethnicity. We know everything, the ins and outs.
Yeah.
And now, I guess with the pressure of the way things that are in the industry right now, and everyone is speaking out about our counterparts not knowing. So now they're starting to learn. But of course, we always need a sister in the room
Yeah.
or a brother in the room that knows.
Yeah. I'm going to say there's a shift. There's a shift happening because it's clear that we are here. We're not going anywhere. So that means you need to learn how it is to manage our hair
Yeah.
and our skin.
Yes.
So there has been a shift in this past, I'm going to say 15 years or so, in the past 15 years, where you're seeing more artists that are not people of color that genuinely want to learn what it is that they need to do to learn the artistry, because products was the issue first. At first, there were no product offerings. And because there were no product offerings, they were dealt this small hand and they had to figure and like manipulate and create something. Now you have product offerings. You have a much broader range of products to put on people of color. So now that means the artistry has to catch up.
Yeah.
The products are there. Now it's the artistry that has to
Yeah.
catch up. So we're in a process of seeing that shift. And I think, Karen, from your experience, you can even say like you've seen white artists come in and they can do some work
Yeah.
as good as a Black artist. So
Yeah.
it's building, it's teaching that, our skin is as important as the next, and then them learning how to upskill themselves to do it.
Yep.
For sure. And Karen, as you said, I always carry my shades wherever I go
Always.
in my makeup bag, because there's no guarantee that when I get there, the makeup artist is going to have a shade that suits me. So I feel like as a woman of color who's on air, who receives services from makeup artists, I feel like that's rule number one: carry your shades.
Yes.
And Karen, you'll say this part as well. It's difficult for an artist to carry every single shade. So based on the study that we did, the number of skin tones that exist for people around the world is huge.
Yeah.
Just for people of color, if you're saying medium to deeper skin tones, you can have upwards of over 300 shades of foundation that you can put on people of color. So you can imagine, as an artist, your kit is but so big. So you're not able to bring every single shade to every single shoot. Karen, you know this. You can say this better than I can, but it takes a lot. So sometimes you have to bring you have to bring your shade.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to.
For
Because
sure.
everyone doesn't know.
Yeah.
And just, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, please.
Yeah, because sometimes some of these clients, some of these artists do not know. And what I've noticed is if there's one dark shade, one light shade, then they know the one dark shade is for my complexion, the one light shade is for Belinda's complexion, and the other light shade is your complexion, and that's it. But it
Yeah.
doesn't work, you know? Especially when someone comes in with a deep chocolate, mahogany,
Mhm.
rich cocoa skin, and you're putting my shade, she's ashy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it just sucks. But yeah. So
And
Yeah,
we
bring it.
have experts like Karen that even if she doesn't have every single shade, she'll find a way to make it work, and the
Oh, that's
person
good.
still ends up looking
It
fabulous. So
still ends up working. Yeah, it sucks.
Mhm.
It sucks.
that's called the expertise that you have.
Yeah, thank you. And it sucks because it comes from learning the undertones and everything from prescriptive cosmetics. And sometimes, like for instance, if I have a client and I forget a blush and I forget a liner, then I got to figure out how to make it work. So I'll grab a a a, a lipstick and then I apply it on. And sometimes if I don't have the eyeshadow, I'll take the eyeshadow and put it up on the eye. I mean, the lipstick, put it on the eye and be like, go ahead, you're done. You know, because there's a way you can make. But you have to know your craft and you have to be an expert at what you do.
you have to be an artist.
Yeah, to be an artist.
Artist.
Yes, but before we go any further, I want to take this comment on the screen from Eve Salomon Fernandez. She is actually one of our board members at the Haitian Women's Alliance. Thanks for watching, Eve. She says young women and girls need to hear this, and I wholeheartedly agree. And again, if you are watching us live, we're live on Facebook, Instagram, and there's one more, YouTube.
Too.
Please leave us a comment, say hello, ask a question, or just give us a little encouragement. Tell us how cute we look, anything, we will take it. But we definitely just want to hear from you. Oh, we have another one from Farah Spencer. She says, powder, lip gloss, and mascara. This is the makeup advice I give my nieces. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, we could
yeah.
all use a little powder, lip gloss, and mascara
Just
in
a
our
very
life.
little, yeah,
Oh yes.
just a little bit. Yes.
For sure. And, going back to our earlier topic of conversation, it's only been fairly recently, I would say since like 2020 or so, that ooh, I'm back.
All right. Go ahead, girl.
Yeah, so that means it's important, okay? What I'm trying to say. It's only now that I have the agencies to say that I would like a makeup artist of color. I want
Yeah.
somebody who looks like me to do my makeup. And only within the last couple of years has that been allowed for me to say that and that been respected and to have follow up and to actually have a Black woman in the room doing my makeup every single time
Yeah.
because I am Black and that's
Yeah.
what I want. And they know how to make me look good. And
Hmm.
that is a very, very recent development. Have you seen that as well in the television industry, Karen?
Yes. Yes, I have. Working at The View is very diverse. And actually, it's pretty much, yeah, it is very diverse. So, whoever sits in our chair, we take care of everyone. Oh, can I tell you a little story? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll walk in to do a white woman, fair skin and everything. And, I'm coming in with hair and makeup and I'm Black. Okay. So, and sometimes I feel like I have to sell myself, So I'll ask the question, do you like foundation? How do you like foundation? Do you like it heavy? Do you like it light? And they're like, oh, just give me very little and so. And then you can tell when they're nervous because they're not sure whether if I know how to make them beautiful or how to match their foundation. It's always someone that comes into the room that's their skin that be like, oh my God, you have no idea who you're talking to. And then they release themselves.
Mm.
And 95% of the time when that happens, while I'm doing their makeup, I said, listen up, girlfriend, slow down. It's okay. I got you. So I'll do baby steps with them just so that they can be comfortable. They know that this match. Do you like your powder? This is your powder. Here's a little bit of blush. You want brown or you want peach? Or because you got to baby step with them because once they walk in and see my beautiful skin and they're like, wait a minute, you don't got a Black girl into a white woman, some folks doesn't understand. So It does happen, and I hope I'm answering your question. But as an artist, I tell artists just to walk in and just be confident. You know what you're doing, and the key is to make the client feel comfortable that they know that
Mhm.
you're an expert
Yeah.
and they feel good. That's most important, is to make the client comfortable, because sometimes they may be like, oh God, who's this woman? Oh God, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah.
Oh,
So
and Eve has another great question. She says, "What advice do you have for those of us who wear glasses?" I can relate to this as well. Yeah, how do we do this, Karen? How can we look cute with glasses?
well, looking cute with glasses, I recommend eyeliner. You should put eyeliner on the top of your eyelash or just inside the rim of the eye. You can add a little bit more eyeshadow, so that'll dress up the eye a little bit more, to give a little more definition. So you can add eyeshadow, but if you're not an eyeshadow person, put some eyeliner on.
That's a good tip.
Yeah,
And I'm not
eyeliner
an
works.
eyeliner person, but perhaps I should start.
Yeah, yeah,
For
but
sure.
let me ask you a question. What are you wearing now? Because it looks like you have something on your eye. Are you wearing eyeshadow?
I am wearing like a sparkly gold eyeshadow with just
Okay.
some mascara. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Well, then there you go. You can do that. One eyeshadow mascara. L'Oreal has the best mascara to the top and the bottom. I'm telling you, you would look like you have lashes on. I love L'Oreal.
You're
Belinda, thank you. Bravo to you and your team, baby. When I tell you, and
That's
listen,
funny.
and it's a reasonable price too, because what I've learned is L'Oreal and Lancome, I think the ingredients, not to say it's the same, but however, it delivers the same.
It
Am I
does.
right? Am I incorrect, Belinda? Can
No,
you help me
no,
with that?
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. The price point kind of dictates, it doesn't dictate the quality. The quality across the board, whether it's luxury or for mass, the quality is going to be there. It's just a different type of experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, L'Oreal Paris probably has some of the best mascaras you'll try. Right now, my favorite is Telescopic Lift. Hands down, gives you the big volume on top and on the bottom. Can't go wrong. And it stays. No smudging or like flaking. So it's
Mm.
my go-to.
Yeah.
Well,
And the
Karen,
brush is important. Okay, sorry.
oh,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. Tell me about the brushes.
And the brush is important with your mascara, because I guess like if you have the thin brush, then at least you can comb all your lashes out to where they're open up, and then your eyes just pop.
Nice.
So then I'm going to be a
Get it?
nerd for a second. So a bit of research on lashes. So people of color tend to have more short, sparse lashes, and they tend to be curly. But what we need is to have more volume and definition against our skin tone. Because since our skin tone is dark, you want something to pop. That's why you sometimes see like these big lashes. So always look for a volumizing mascara, something that's going to make your lashes stand out and then help bring that curl to life.
Ah, very good tip. Well, I think the word is out on the internet that you all are out here giving makeup tips because there's some more questions. So Rita Joseph, who is actually a New York City council member in Brooklyn, who is also on our board of directors for the Haitian Women's Alliance, she asks, what 5 products can we use daily to have a natural look on the go?
To have a look on the go, 5 products for me:
Hmm. Hmm.
foundation, powder, concealer, lip, mascara.
Yes. Do you agree, Belinda?
I agree. I'm not an artist, but I listen to what she tells me and I do it. I
Yeah.
agree. I create the formulas and she makes it look great.
That's a perfect duo right there.
Yeah.
And so, as we begin to wrap up this virtual event, and it's been fabulous, by the way, I have one more question about beauty, but the type of beauty that isn't just skin deep, the type of beauty that is inside, the type of beauty that has to do with our self perception, our self esteem, our self worth, because sometimes life be lifing and we feel like, well, we can't go to that networking event because the hair's not right. Or you don't want to put the camera on the Zoom because my skin's not perfect. Or I just don't feel pretty and I'm not living up to my full potential professionally and personally. What do you have for beauty on the inside? What's your advice?
Hmm.
Who's talking?
You
Me?
want to take that, Karen?
Both of you.
I feel like you're going to say what I'm going to say, but you go ahead and you say it.
Beauty always begin on the inside. If you're an ugly individual, it doesn't matter what makeup, foundation, powder, or lip gloss you put on, it's always going to come out on the outside. So always take care of what goes in and what comes
Mhm.
out. People
Mhm.
always ask, why I need my makeup flawless. I need to have it painted. I need it to be right. If you have deep pores and if you're drinking soda,
I don't have
that's not
soda.
good.
That's not
Because
soda.
whatever goes in the inside comes out on the outside. So the goal is to take care of your skin, take care of your body so that you will have flawless makeup. Exfoliate. You need to take care, you need to remove that top layer skin off. And I always put powder and concealer and lip gloss. Okay, bye.
I'm gonna add to this because I know Karen, you're a firm believer in this. When you work on your inner self, who I'm not going to preach on any belief, but you need to make a connection with something that's going to help ground you. That's going to help build you. When you're having a day where you don't feel beautiful, you need to find out, dig deep to find out what that source of growth or what that source of help is going to be. We all need help. There's no person that can do anything by themselves. Identify what that source is going to be for you. Karen, I'll say for us, our faith in God is what carries us and what drives us and what gives us the 2 feet to stand on. You know, what do they say? 10 toes down. That's it. But find out what that is for you. Find out what that anchor is going to be when you are having that time where you don't feel beautiful. Who you can go to and to give you the strength and to build you up. That's one. And then build up your community. Your community, like I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to sell it, but this Haitian Women's Alliance, it's a community, it's a network of people that are women who are there to empower and to give you strength to be able to find that inner beauty. So find that community, whether it's your church, this organization, or another, that will kind of drive you to be that beauty on the outside that you want to show up.
Mm, yes. And
Don't
so my
forget your
very
powder, concealer, and lip gloss.
we can never forget. And my very last question for both of you, because we always want to lead people with news you can use. I'm sure there are some women out there who are watching right now who are wondering, how can I enter the beauty industry? Maybe they're a student, or maybe they're in their first professional job and looking to move up. What advice can you give women who are looking to make moves in the beauty industry professionally? Belinda, let's start with you.
Look for internships in the science field. The beauty industry is a very specific field. It's not, you're not going to go to every university and then find the capability to go straight into the beauty industry. Um, find internships within the industry and start to make those connections so that when you graduate, they'll be more receptive to look at you and to bring you into their group. Um, yeah, I think that's like the biggest one. Internships, try to identify internships within the field that you want to be in.
Mhm. And it will give you a great foundation of networking as well.
Yes, yes, for sure.
And Karen, what about you?
I
What
tell
is,
every makeup artist to work in the department store. That is the greatest training in the world. Reason why is because you're working with all sorts of ethnicity, skin tones. They teach you how to communicate with people. They teach you how to make money, and it teaches you how to adapt to your environment. And that is the greatest class one on one that I would recommend any artist. Work in a department store, get yourself a mentor, follow someone, ask questions, let them train you because set etiquette is very important. You cannot be on set and chewing gum and smacking your gum in front of a client. That's inappropriate. Your hands, your mouth, your breaths needs to always smell good because we're using our hands in people's face. Make sure you clean your brushes and do your research. Find out what type of artist you want to be because the makeup industry it's a big world. Beauty, either you want to do television, you want to do beauty, you want to do theater, you want to do eh, FX makeup. So find out what you want, what you love, get yourself a mentor, and always start in a department store.
Wow, that's great advice. Thank you so much,
Thank
Karen.
you.
And thank you, Belinda. This has been such an engaging and interesting conversation. I personally had fun and learned some things that I will apply to my own life, like some eyeliner under these glasses.
Yes.
So I thank you ladies so much. And I know that the viewers learned something as well. And if nothing else, we were definitely entertained for the evening because you both are so beautiful and so well spoken. And me personally and the Haitian community at large, we are so proud of you. So thank you so
Oh,
much
thank
for
you.
sharing your knowledge, your beauty, and your advice. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's watching. We appreciate you tuning into the Haitian Women's Alliance. We are growing bigger and stronger every day, and we want you to join us and join our mission and join our cause so that we can advance Haitian women. So reach out, say hello, like a picture, leave a comment, subscribe, follow, do all the things because we are looking forward to connecting with you. So Belinda, Karen, thank you so much. You're the best.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you. Merci. You were amazing.
Merci. Thank you for having us.
Bonne nuit. Good night,
Bonne
everyone.
nuit, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, we did it.